A woman disappears on her way to work. 2 days later, her black Chevrolet Malibu appears in a parking lot only 1 mile from her home. A security camera records someone stepping out of the driver's seat. The person walks away. But the camera never gives investigators what they need most: a clear face. For 20 years, that figure has remained one of the most haunting images in an American missing person case. Jennifer Kesse was 24 years old when she vanished from Orlando, Florida. She left behind a condo that looked like a normal weekday morning had just been interrupted. Her purse was gone. Her keys were gone. Her phones were gone. Her car was gone. And Jennifer was gone. What happened between the quiet hallway outside her condo and the moment a stranger parked her car nearby? This is the disappearance of Jennifer Kesse. In January 2006, Jennifer Kesse was building an ordinary adult life. She lived in a condominium complex on Conroy Road in South Orlando. She worked at Westgate Resorts in nearby Ocoee. Friends and family described her as close to the people she loved, organized, and careful. She had recently returned from a vacation in St. Croix with her boyfriend, Rob Allen. On Sunday, January 22nd, the trip was over. The next morning, Jennifer returned to work. By Monday night, she was back at her condo. She spoke with her parents after work. Later, she spoke with Rob. Their call ended around 10 that night. It was the last widely reported conversation anyone had with Jennifer. Nothing in that call publicly suggested an emergency. No frantic message, no warning, no plan to disappear. Just an ordinary good night at the end of an ordinary day. But the next morning, Jennifer did not show up for work, and the life she had carefully built seemed to stop in a matter of hours. Tuesday, January 24th, should have been a routine workday. Jennifer was expected at her job. When she did not arrive, concern began to grow. Her family and friends tried to reach her. Calls were not returned. Jennifer's parents drove to her condo. What they found was not a scene of obvious violence. Nothing publicly released established forced entry. The apartment looked like someone had been getting ready for work. Her mother later described makeup on the counter, a hairdryer, clothes from the night before, and a damp towel in the bathroom. Her bed had not been made. Her car was missing. So were items Jennifer would normally take with her: her purse, her keys, her driver's license, 2 cell phones, an iPod. To Jennifer's family, it looked as though she had awakened, prepared for the day, and stepped outside. Then something happened. Official records say Jennifer was reported missing that same day after she failed to report to work and stopped answering or returning calls. There has never been confirmed contact from Jennifer since, and there has never been a verified explanation for where she went. The distance from her front door to her car should have taken seconds. Instead, it became the beginning of a mystery that still has no ending. For 2 days, Jennifer's black 2004 Chevrolet Malibu was missing too. Then, on January 26th, it was found at a nearby apartment complex. The location was about 1 mile from Jennifer's condo, close enough to feel impossible, far enough away to leave every answer out of reach. The car had been left in a parking space. It was not hidden in a remote field. It was not abandoned hundreds of miles away. It was sitting in an ordinary residential lot. But the parking lot had something Jennifer's own complex did not have: a surveillance camera. The video showed a person parking Jennifer's Malibu, getting out, and walking away. The FBI describes that individual as a person of interest in Jennifer's disappearance. That wording matters. The video does not publicly establish what this person knew. It does not prove this person abducted Jennifer. and no public arrest has ever been announced in connection with her disappearance. Still, the footage became the central image of the case. As the person walked away, fence posts and the low quality of the video obscured the face. The camera captured a body, a walk, a direction, but not an identity. Investigators estimated the person was roughly 5 feet 3 to 5 feet 5 inches tall. Beyond that, the image offered very little certainty. A person walked away from Jennifer Kesse's car, and for 2 decades, no one has publicly identified them. The search for Jennifer began immediately. Her parents contacted police, hospitals, friends, and people around the condo complex. Volunteers handed out flyers. Searches spread through Orlando. But Jennifer was not found. Over time, the case produced many questions and very few public answers. Why was her car left just 1 mile away? Why were the personal items listed as missing from her home never publicly tied to a clear route or destination? Who had access to the area around her condo? And who was the person on the surveillance video? One area of concern involved workers and renovation activity around Jennifer's condo complex. Jennifer's family has said she had felt uneasy around some workers there. But discomfort is not proof. No worker should be presented as responsible without evidence. Investigators have pursued leads from that area, along with many others, but no one has been publicly charged in Jennifer's disappearance. The person on video has also never been publicly identified. The years passed. Jennifer's family continued to fight for answers. In 2022, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement took over as the lead agency in the case, and the investigation did not disappear with the headlines. On the 20th anniversary of Jennifer's disappearance, FDLE said its agents had conducted more than 115 interviews. They had reviewed tens of thousands of documents and pieces of evidence from the earlier investigation. They had spent thousands of hours re-examining the case. That does not mean investigators have solved it. It means the case is still active, still being worked, still waiting for one fact, one witness, one memory, or one piece of evidence that can finally connect the missing parts. There are theories in Jennifer Kesse's case, but theories are not answers. One possibility is that Jennifer was taken shortly after leaving her condo. Another is that the person seen parking her car had direct knowledge of what happened. A third possibility is that the person on camera was connected to the vehicle, but not to Jennifer's disappearance itself. Publicly available evidence has not resolved any of those possibilities. The strongest confirmed facts remain simple. Jennifer did not arrive at work. She stopped communicating. Her car was found nearby. A person of interest was captured leaving it. And Jennifer has never been found. The image from the camera is especially difficult because it feels so close to an answer. The person is there, not a rumor, not a name from an anonymous tip, a real person, physically present, walking away from her car. But a fence divides the image. Frame after frame, the face remains concealed. Technology has changed since 2006. Jennifer's family has spoken publicly about hope that modern tools could help clarify evidence. But no technology can create certainty where the original image did not capture it. And every theory must stop where the evidence stops. The person on camera may hold answers, or they may lead investigators to someone else. Until that is proven, the mystery remains open. Jennifer Kesse was not lost in a wilderness. She did not disappear on a highway in the middle of the night. She vanished from the familiar space between home and work. A place meant to feel routine. A place most people cross without thinking. Her car was recovered. The camera was recovered. A person was recorded. Yet Jennifer is still missing. As of January 2026, FDLE says it is still actively investigating her disappearance. 20 years later, Jennifer's parents are still waiting for the same thing they wanted on the first day. The truth. Someone knows why her car was left in that parking lot. Someone may recognize the walk in that surveillance video. And someone may have held the answer all this time. For Jennifer Kesse, the case is not history. It is an unanswered question. And somewhere in Orlando, the distance of 1 mile still separates what is known from what happened.